Rocky Khanna, the filmmaker, actor, photographer, lyricist, composer, artist manager and music director of Bollywood singer Jubin Nautiyal. Rocky Khanna, indeed a multi-talented person with a very interesting life story. How much money does such a person have and make? Rocky Khanna, the person who has contributed to music hits sung by Jubin Nautiyal that hit millions of views like Kahani Teri Meri, Aathishbaazi, pyaar, kaisi, Udta Udta, Humko Tumse, Aisi Teri, yaadein. And now the 1 billion views hit of Humnava mere. Congratulations, Jubin Nautiyal team. But most of all, besides writing lyrics for songs and inventing the melody and chords as a music composer, Rocky Khanna's main responsibility as an artist manager is to negotiate with private clients for concerts at private events like weddings or birthdays, or tours in cooperation with concert tour organizers, etc., and to organize the musicians for Jubin Nautiyal's concerts, to plan the set lists, and to shape the sound of the band and the future of the artist Jubin Nautiyal. All the communication, negotiation of details and fees, as well as the coordination of the parties involved, is done through Rocky Khanna. And Rocky is also on stage as a musician at many gigs. How much money does Rocky Khanna, the artist manager of one of the top Indian Bollywood singers, earn? What is his net value or net worth? First of all, the millions of billions of view hits. Only relatively little money comes to the artists or songwriters at the end. And most of the views come from viewers in India who are worth the least on YouTube compared to viewers in Germany or the USA. Also, the artists and songwriters get very little because there are so many people involved and the revenue is shared among the different parties and people. And there are also the contracts that have been made, for example with T-series, which can seem like a mafia structure, which can control the market and take most of the money, but is still attractive to work with them because they have the biggest audience and it is a great promotion channel. Now to Rocky Khanna as a filmmaker. Making movies costs a lot of money, and sometimes Rocky Khanna has put up money for the movie production and then not gotten his agreed money. Or after filming there were problems with rights or legal disputes. Rocky Khanna did not earn much money with the movie production, or it was even a losing business. Now to Rocky Khanna as an artist manager. As I said in a previous video, I talked about Jubin Nautiyal's income and I said that Jubin Nautiyal charges $150,000 per concert with the whole band. There are about 22 people in the team involved for a big Jubin Nautiyal concert. On top of that, there are probably travel costs. For example, when Rocky Khanna, Rachid Garg and Yash Ingol flew from Düsseldorf airport to Dubai, they booked an Emirates flight in business class 1 day in advance. And instead of booking a very cheap direct flight in economy class from Cologne, they booked a flight 20 times more expensive. Because first of all, they always travel at least in business class. Secondly, the customer pays for the flight. That means from the $150,000, not so many costs go off. And Rocky Khanna says that they have, with Jubin Nautiyal, about 100 gigs per year. Larger sums may go off in cooperations with tour organizers, which was the case, for example, with the gigs at the last UK, Suriname and Netherlands concerts. Why am I telling you this? An artist manager usually receives 10 to 30% of the artist's income or profit. In my opinion, this is the case with Rocky Khanna and his artist Jubin Nautiyal. After deducting other costs, one can assume that Rocky Khanna earns about $10,000 to $30,000 per gig for concerts with the whole band. According to Rocky Khanna and his friend, who Rocky sent to me, Rocky Khanna earns €1,000 to €5,000 per gig. This is too little for the manager of one of the top Indian singers, or it is unbelievable. And according to Rocky Khanna, he has no money, no cash, nothing at all. A poor guy? That Rocky Khanna is not rich, Rocky told me in Amsterdam when we were talking about moving in together or where we would like to live and work together. Rocky said that he would like to live in Amsterdam. And when Rocky was rich, he would buy a house in Amsterdam. I suggested living in Amsterdam only during the summer and the rest of the year in Dubai, which is close to Mumbai, so that Rocky Khanna can visit his children. And in Dubai, Rocky can continue to work in the Indian music scene as well. That Rocky Khanna has no money must also be one of his lies, because I have seen how and in which way Rocky Khanna spends his money. Respectively, Rachid Garg and Yash Ingol, etc., who can use Rocky's credit card. They can use Rocky's credit card and spend money without even looking at his money. If you had no money in abundance, you could not do such a thing. Not only are Rocky Khanna and the Jubin Nautiyal team spending thousands of dollars on coke, but money and resources are being wasted everywhere. When I missed the train, Rocky Khanna wanted to order me a taxi to Amsterdam, which would have cost at least €1,000. But Rocky Khanna didn't care about the money. Or Rocky Khanna wanted to stay a few hours longer at the ITC hotel in Amsterdam, and Rocky said that he did not care about how many thousands of euros he had to pay to extend our stay. Rocky Khanna behaves like a multimillionaire who throws money out of the window, and his mates and servants Yash Ingol and Rachid Gag do it for him too. Or as a German, it was a little hard to watch Rocky Khanna and his team order too much food and leave half of it on the table without a second thought. Or you order an Uber or a taxi and make them wait unnecessarily long, which has to be paid for. Or they go shopping at a gas station where the prices are 3 times as high, as if they had waited a few minutes to go to the next cheap supermarket. If Rocky Khanna and I had been together for the next 40-50 years as planned, I would have shown him the German way of using resources efficiently and thoughtfully. Rocky Khanna and the Jubin Nautiyal team just throw everything in a shopping cart: food, clothes, alcohol, souvenirs, without hesitation and without paying attention to the price. They take it all as if there was no tomorrow. For example, this Givenchy jeans that Rocky Khanna left at my place in Germany costs about 600 to 1,200 euros. Or his Puma jacket that Rocky Khanna left with me. He bought the same, but not the same Puma jacket back in Mumbai. If Rocky Khanna had no money, he could not do that. And Rocky Khanna and I thought of spending time in Mauritius together instead of Amsterdam. It would have been no problem for Rocky Khanna to book a flight to Mauritius and spend a few days there with me. If Rocky Khanna had no money, he could not do that. Rocky Khanna told me that his wife Busra Khanna spends so much money on all kinds of crap. According to her interests on Pinterest, I would say clothes and home decor. But I think Rocky Khanna spends more money on his special substances that he and Jubin Nautiyal team consume. It seems that Busra and Rocky Khanna are aiming for a new house that needs to be furnished soon. Maybe that is the reason why Rocky Khanna says that he has no money. Rocky Khanna told me that whenever possible I should invest money in land, real estate or commodities like gold, because that's what Rocky Khanna does. Rocky Khanna runs 3 houses himself. One is rented out, one where Rocky Khanna's sister lives, and another where Rocky Khanna's mother lives. By the way, according to Rocky Khanna, his mother inherited him. Rocky Khanna himself lives in a rented apartment. If you watch my story, then you perhaps know where in Mumbai. Apart from all the values and earnings mentioned, the much greater value lies in love, openness and honesty, the authenticity of a person, and a pure heart. And Rocky Khanna had forgotten that the greatest value that he could have given to me would have been a peaceful conversation, showing regret and apologizing from the bottom of his heart. But Rocky Khanna's ego, his arrogance, his ignorance and his cowardice did not allow it. And so Rocky Khanna started a big drama, which now, according to his statement, also affects his work, which in turn affects how much Rocky Khanna earns and how his net worth and net value develop.